Well, hello, hello, hello. I was pondering this question today. What if you are an artist who only has crayons and maybe some pencils to work with? Well, I'm here to demonstrate how amazing crayons can be. Crayons can do amazing things. When I look in this basket, I know the basket is brown, but I see lots of different browns in here, different colors. If I look closely at this apple, it isn't just a red apple. So, this still life started off much like this one did. Took a lot of time and patience. In this still life, as the artist, I am trying to show the viewer with these light spots on the right side of the fruit that a strong light is coming in from the right. So when I look at the pear and I see this really light area, a really light spot on the apples, and there on the oranges as well, it lets me know that's the highlight. Then down here, it's darker. These are the shadows where the light is being blocked by the path of another fruit, by being stuffed in this basket for the still life. So, what I wanted to do while talking to you about how to create a still life and how to use crayons and maximize their potential, I want to set these to the side and show you on a piece of paper how I achieved some of these different reds on the apples. Now, if you start with red and you just color red, while that's lovely, it's just red. But red can be much richer if you add a little something to it. So I'm going to do 4 red areas. They look just about the same. But each time I'm going to add a little bit more of something. So I'm going to leave that one. And then I'm going to color in a different direction with the red orange. I call this adding layers. I feel like the more layers of color that blend together, the better the color becomes. So I've used red orange. Let's see. I think I'll just use a little orange. This is a yellow orange, but it'll have to do. And I'll start here with this so I can show you. Okay. And on the last one, I'll use some red violet. Now I want you to notice that these colors are very similar because if I was making a color wheel, these colors would be side by side on a color wheel. Like that. So this is red by itself. This is red and orange. This is red. This is red by itself. This is red and red orange. This is red, red orange, and this yellow orange. And this is all 4 of these colors. All 4. Red, red orange, yellow orange, and red violet. That's a really nice color. I like this color for an apple too. But I think most of us would agree, that's just not the best, most delicious looking apple. Yes, it takes a little extra time, but isn't it all worth it in the end? So I'm going to do the same thing with say green. If we were painting like a drawing or coloring a field, I'm going to use these greens and maybe a little brown because sometimes, let's see, yeah, sometimes grasses aren't just greenish, they have other colors in. So I'm going to start with a medium color of green. And as you notice, I'm using the twistable crayons and the regular crayons because I have different varieties of colors in each set. And I just use them all. So you see, that green is lovely. I'm going to use this bright yellow green next. It looks sort of yellowish in here, doesn't it? Yellowish. Greenish yellow. I hope you notice that I color in different directions. That helps to layer the colors on and smooth everything out. So now I'll do the darker green and I'll start here with that one. That's lovely. Oh gosh, I love that. Crayons can do amazing things. And I'm just applying the same amount of pressure every time I go back and color. So nice. So some fields might have a brownish color over them, especially when the seasons change. I love it. And then this is definitely much darker. Let me bring that closer to the camera. Can you see that? That's just amazing. So beautiful. Sometimes there are colors that you might not think go together, but if you take a color and add another color, I, for one, don't like to use a lot of black when I'm making a shadow. So I like to choose a bunch of dark colors to put them together to get it as dark as I can. I'm using gray, but not black. Something about black is just really can be really harsh. So I try not to use a whole lot of black. But as you can see, I'm just adding colors to make other colors that are darker. And I'm practicing these colors because in the still life that I showed you, I'm going to want to add shadows. So we've done a little practice here, layering colors, putting one color on top of the other. It's like a big stack of pancakes. Well, if I come back in here and I know the light is coming from this way, then there should be a shadow on the table from my basket that goes about like this. There's my fruit basket shadow. I think I'll take it all the way to the edge of the page. And these colors that I was using for the shadow, I'm just going to keep going in with these different colors to make it a dark shadow, but I definitely don't want to use black. Oh, and I can't forget, this apple is going to need a shadow too. Although I haven't colored it yet. I'll need to come back with the red and color it. So the light is coming from this way, and so the apple blocks the light and puts a shadow on the ground. On the table. Usually we see shadows on the ground when we're walking or we're outdoors because the sun casts a lot of shadows. I'm so used to seeing shadows on the ground. And so as I add more colors, and I like it on this paper because my table is not very smooth. It has a textured surface. So when I color sometimes, it leaves white spots behind. And what I've noticed is the more times I go over and over, the better coverage I get. I cover up those white spaces. The more color I use just makes me happier and happier. So let's see, I've used the brown, the blue, and the purple for the shadow. Let me add a little bit of blue here. Fantastic. I'm going to show you how I did the shadows on these apples by doing this one as well. You remember which colors we used, right? These here. So, I'm going to start with the medium red, so to speak. And I'm not coloring super hard because I know I'm adding other colors. And I'm making sure that I leave this side really light because that's the highlight area. That's the area that's being hit by the strong light coming from the right. Strong light coming from the right. Okay, then next I added a little red orange in there. And I'm trying to color in a different direction. And color lightly where I get to the highlight. Very good. And then I added a little of this yellow orange. And the more I color with a different color, it seems like it just finds those white spaces that are left behind and fills them in. Very good. And then this is the darkest part of the apple that's over here by the shadow. So I'm using my darkest color on the side that's furthest from the light. It's the darkest part of the apple. Wow. So I have a light area and a medium area and then a darker area than the shadow. Now what's left is to complete the background. Would you believe I didn't put shadows in this one, but it's not hard to go back and do. So if you are creating a work of art and all you have is crayons, 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 and you feel that you can't make it look fantastic because you don't have paint, just look at what a crayon can do. Amazing, amazing things. And it's like teamwork. These guys got together and made this apple phenomenal. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, the next time you have a chance to color with crayons, don't ever be disappointed in what they can do. You have to push it to the limit and see what these crayons can do for you. I think this is amazing. I'm going to get back to finishing my background, my tabletop, and finish this. You make one of your own. And until then, remember that art makes you smart. Keep drawing, painting, creating, and allowing yourself to be your own creative you.